every episode of Intervention on A&E has always like had people with they write their notes, to the addict. The message is always, there's nothing I won't do to help you get better, but there's nothing I will do to help you stay sick. Like if you want to get better, if you're ready, like I'm here for it. I'll help you. But I'm done contributing to you being sick. And so like a lot of the time you just have to take a step back.
But so did you feel a little uncomfortable when you were doing that last interview with him because in your head you didn't feel like he was actually done?
Oh, 100%. Like every
But you
time.
kind of have to give him the confidence of acting like you believe in him because you want him to believe in himself, right?
The last time I had Bam on my podcast, and was it 3 times total? I think there was 3 times total. And then the last one, like it was just at a point where, I mean, he did sound a little better, and I was like, yeah. I mean, I knew he wasn't there, but the stakes felt like higher, and I was like, hey, I'll bring you on tour. What do you think? And he was like, yeah, fuck yeah. And I was like, okay, this is gonna be my last my last try.
Right, this tour you guys did, right?
Bring him on tour, like maybe like kind of get through to him, like when we're together on tour, like just trying to show him like how much he could be killing it, like help him put together an act, like, and the flaw in that was that I was kind of tangling up the wires of like professionalism and recovery. Much the same way that we did with that last Jackass movie where it was like dangling the carrot, like, bam, like get your life together and stay sober and, we got a movie.
Right.
And that didn't work. None of it's going to work.
Right.
You can't like, cash and prizes is never going to get somebody clean and sober.
Right.
But having made that last shot, we brought him on tour, and then it didn't work, and it's like, okay, my message is, I'm here whenever you want to get sober, but I'm done tangling up the wires.
Probably one of the weirdest aspects of all this is the whole free Bam thing.
Oh my God, so whack.
And like for a while, I wasn't 100% sure if I thought this was pure evil, but as time went by, it just became clear to me like, oh, these are a bunch of people who are basically like playing weird online games with this person who clearly is deeply in need of help.
Right.
And they're sort of like imagining a version of this in which he's actually the victim. But do you think that stuff like got through to him where he started to believe that narrative?
Like the ringleader of the whole free Bam thing ended up like linking up with Bam.
Yes.
And some like gnarly.
I understand that person took a lot of shit for doing content with him when he was clearly inebriated.
Oh my God, he was wasted.
Yeah.
And like on all kinds of things, it would appear, allegedly. Yeah.
She tried to get him to talk about me in one of the interviews, and he was just like, he clearly didn't know who I was, and he's like, fucking Adam 22, whatever, man.
Did she have some kind of beef with you?
Yeah, she hates me because the Lima from Aura girl? I basically spoke on a podcast and said that because I interviewed Lima, and I said that I thought she was a good person, and maybe she had made a few weird decisions, but I didn't think she was an evil person.
I don't think she's malicious on any level.
And I actually think the person who's been smearing Lima is the psychopath, evil person. And I stand by that, and I think that's unbelievably obvious that Lima is an all right person who's just trying to help people or whatever. Like maybe did some weird things, but like the people who have been trying to convince Bam and gaslight him into believing that everything is fine, those are clearly the people that shouldn't be trusted in this whole dynamic, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's all just like it's all just craziness, man. And I think what's clear is that a lot of people want Bam to be happy and healthy, and a lot of people have different ideas of like how to help him become happy and healthy. For all the differing opinion. A lot of it, people just are enabling. A lot of people don't get it. A lot of people just backed off. But the common thread is that all of those people want what's best for Bam. And the outlier is this person that you're referring to doesn't give a rat's ass about if Bam's happy or healthy.
You know what it is? It's like people just love conspiracies, and they love the idea that like things are not as they seem. Actually, it's this other way. Like if you can paint like a compelling counter narrative, a lot of people like these days especially really find that attractive.
It's so crazy how like the information age, the internet, like information is so readily available. You would think that like fact checking would be second nature, that like bullshit wouldn't fly, that everybody would be on the same page, and like that there would be clarity. But with all of this readily available information at our fingertips, we have just become totally more fucking polar opposite. And
we've entered into like a world where way more like alternate versions of reality are thought up. So not only is it like, oh, people don't fact check things or don't go out of their way to figure out if things are real, but they'll actually go out of their way to like consume media from really untrustworthy sources to like try to find the least trustworthy narrative possible.
Right. All like we're in an age of maximum information, minimal truth.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. You know who I actually had a podcast with the other day, maybe a month ago, was Lil Xan. And that was great for me because
how's he doing?
He's doing great. Yeah. Okay. Seems like he's totally sober and stuff. And like he's like a person who I was close with, and at a certain point I really kind of distanced myself because I just did not think that he was doing well, and there just didn't.
Well, right. I think that you stepped in once he started slinging mud at the manager, and that wasn't like.
That was what actually caused me to speak on him publicly, but just in general, like he's not somebody that I ever really thought about being able to get clean, because if I took every rapper that I fucked with in the early days of this podcast and you would ask me like who's the one who's probably never gonna get clean, I probably would have said probably Lil Xan. So to see him actually like speaking clearly and clearly not being on opiates anymore and stuff, and obviously, fingers crossed that this is going to be something that he's on for many years. But I don't know, like that just really brought me like so much happiness to see him finally get his shit under control, because he's been fucked up on pills and shit since he was like a young ass kid in high school.
Right.
So like he was somebody whose like brain chemistry really came together as a result of all those drugs.
Is he like productive making music?
It seems like it. Like he hasn't put out a lot of music, I don't think, or maybe he put out a project he put out at least like a song the other day. I'm not sure exactly how his career's going, and I did notice that like he's just as flighty as he used to be, because we had to schedule him like 3 times coming in here before he finally came. But just like him seeming sober was like, I don't know, I was pretty hyped on that. It's just nice to see somebody actually get it good, even if it might not last forever, but however long he's gonna ride it out. I need everybody to check out NoJumper.com. We officially started a blog. It has in-depth articles about current events, music, etc., plus all of our content in terms of podcasts, interviews, etc. And you can get some exclusive new merch if you check out NoJumper.com, so make sure you tap in.